Welcome back to Popcornia. This is Ahmed, and today I am joined by the renowned coach from Shoot Fighters, Alexis. Alexis, how are you doing?
Very well, pleased to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. So we've got quite a good card over here in Qatar. We've got Gibbons Slim in the main event. Tell me about that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great main event. Both guys like to come forward, don't take back steps. Slim's got an unspoiled record, good right hand, and Gibbs a nice pressure fighter who gets better as the rounds go on. So I think we're looking for a really good fight.
How do you think that goes?
I think Gibb will win, but if I think he has the capability of winning stylistically. Obviously, everyone wants Slim to win. I think Slim's, from what I know of meeting Gibb, he's a lovely guy. It's not personal. I'm just from a business point of view. But I think if Gibb has the right form and the right punch selection, I think that he can win that fight.
Okay, now both guys have been offered a fight with KSI at one point. So tell me, the winner potentially a fight with him?
Yeah, no, I mean, they're not. I don't think they're big enough at all. If I'm brutally honest with you, as in like from a star point of view, we're looking at some enormous names at the moment, from the boxing world to the MMA world. So it's massive. The kind of guys that we want. And obviously, there's that end game of Jake Paul. It will be end game, I think, for Jake Paul. That's I think why the fight's not happening, and all these other ones are. But yeah, I think there's a lot bigger fights to make than those. But if the business is right, fights are no issue at all.
Yeah. Now another former opponent of KSI's, Tommy Fury, he's fighting Darren Till in January. Could the winner potentially fight him in the future?
Yeah, I mean that fight's at 205 pounds as well, or 203 pounds. I think it's a big fight. But yeah, there'd be no issue with having a rematch with Tommy. Obviously, we'd love that rematch because we thought we won that fight. Yeah. And Darren's great guy, super talented fighter, and it would be a pleasure to share the ring with him. So that'd be great as well. They're good names. Yeah.
Now both those guys, as well as Jake, they're going up in weight to heavyweight now. JJ's usually been at the light heavyweight to cruiserweight sort of weight. I heard recently you said that he's like slowly coming up in weight. So where are you guys thinking of settling?
Yeah, the truth is it's the opponent. I mean, if it's Jake, we'll go up. If we have to go up, we'll go up to get him. Like he did an interview about flipping a coin with his brother the other day. I'm happy to do that. JJ's happy to do that. You want to flip a 183 and a 192? Flip the coin. You want to flip a 185 and a 190? Flip the coin. It's just, I think there are too many excuses coming from that end of the camp now. I think ultimately, if we want to get the fight made, we should get the fight made. If not, we're boxing anyway. So we're in good shape and we're boxing well.
Yeah. And why do you think that they're not accepting your terms?
I think it's actually their terms. I think the truth is quite evident. If they lose to JJ, which I think they will, where does Jake Paul go? What does he do? There are no more money grabs. There are no more 60-year-old Mike Tysons and digging up boxes from the grave and George Foreman's or 100 or Evander Holyfield. You can't do that anymore. Those money grab fights are going to be gone. Yeah. So I think they're money grabbing as much as they can until they have to have a date with destiny. And I think that we should do it as soon as possible.
But do you think if Jake fights more people, like he's talked about Canelo, Chavez Jr., do you think if he does that and then he loses, that his value goes down even more?
No, because he's expected to lose to those guys.
Right.
He's not expected to lose to JJ. That's why his value doesn't go down. His value will plummet and be non-existent if and when he loses to KSI. That's the difference. The other fighter, you're breaching, going into different realms of boxing now. Yeah. So Canelo's the guy who's fought 160, 165. You want to bring him up to 200? Sure, okay. Will he beat you up? Probably, yeah. I'm sure Canelo will kill you, but it's hard for a guy who's 160 to knock out a guy who's 230, right? Yeah. That's why we have weight divisions. So I'm not saying Canelo wouldn't beat him up. Of course he would, but I'm saying that ever-elusive knockout that you want is a lot harder to come when you're giving up 30, 40 pounds in weight. Yeah.
I think for me, I believe that a lot of people watch Jake to see him get beat up, to see him beaten or even knocked out. And I think regardless of who it was, like if it was a Canelo and he did get beat up, I think a lot of those people would be satisfied and wouldn't care to see his future fights. I felt that happened with the Tommy fight. Yeah,
but the problem, this is the issue. It happened with the Tommy fight, and he tucked his tail and has never gone back to it. Yeah. There's a big difference there. Like if from a fight point of view, someone beats me and it was close, and I think I can get the guy, and I'm the A side, and I've got the money, I can command that fight, which he does. Rematch the kid immediately. That's your duty to yourself. Forget everyone else. So I think that there's obviously doubt, and there's obviously concern in his camp. And he's obviously been steered the correct way. His management are very good. They're doing a really good job with him, making sure that he's taking the right fights for the right amount of money. and keeping away from real danger. And if he signs a fight with KSI, he'll be in real danger.
Yeah.
And I think that's an issue for him. And I think his brother knows that as well. I think that they like JJ and Logan go away with each other all the time. They see JJ training all the time. He's on point all the time. He's in shape. He's always training. I think it's that little bit of fear factor, I think, maybe as well.
But do you think this fight with Mike Tyson, do you think Jake has managed to rebuild a lot of that hype that he lost from the Tommy fight?
No, I mean, from what I've seen online, he's been getting a lot of stick for it. I think, everyone knew it was a money grab, and the guys, the nostalgia kind of has worn off.
Yeah.
It was like, shit, man, that was a 60-year-old man.
But do you not think that all that criticism is like also like kind of good attention as well?
Yeah, well, it depends how you look at it. If you're looking at it from the point of view that any attention is good attention, then yeah. But if you look into it a little bit more from a fan point of view, are there fans that like what he did?
No, I don't. I wouldn't say Jake has like a big fan base.
Neither would I.
But I think he's got a very strong hater
about it.
base.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I don't know much about the that side of the industry. But from what I look at, if something gets brought to my attention, it's not normally a positive vibe.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's the issue. But it could all change if he signs a fight with JJ.
Yeah.
I think he'll get his respect back. I think people will be like, "Oh, you manned up, you pulled up, let's go."
Yeah. Just a couple more questions before I let you go. So how long do you think JJ fights in boxing?
As long as he wants. As long as he wants. If he's training consistently and looking good in sparring and doing really, really well, I would have no problem cornering him to whenever. The second he decides he's deteriorating and he's not doing well in sparring and he's not looking good, then that's when I'll call it a day.
Yeah. And he's mentioned Mayweather, obviously Jake. I think you've said Jake's the end game, right?
No, not end game, as in like end game to their sequel. Their scenario, their kind of brotherly feud that they have.
Yeah. And have there ever been any conversations with Mayweather?
Yeah, I mean that's a fight that would always take because obviously he's still an active guy doing fights and he's the best. So there's always conversations with him, but I don't know if he's materialised or not.
Okay, and lastly from me, HS, another guy who's in the gym with you. He hasn't really been here this fight week, but he has a fight scheduled. Is that still on?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware.
As far as you're aware?
As far as I'm aware, yeah. You got to remember, a lot of these kids, they're flying from Dubai, they're coming over, so it's loose. From a coaching point of view, we do our job and then the rest of the machine does its job.
Yeah, and how do you think that fight goes? Because he only had 4 days' notice.
Yeah,
right?
HS is a talented kid.
Okay.
He's a talented kid. He's a natural puncher and a talented kid. So.
And how far do you think he goes?
With the right training, he in this industry, he can go very far. He's a talented, super talented kid. Yeah.
I think personally, I'd like to see him fight Logan. I think that would be quite a big fight, and then maybe like after that, like a Tate or something.
Yeah, that's a huge fight. Yeah, well, he's definitely got the attributes, and he's big enough. He punches really hard, and he's got a good fight IQ.
Alexis, anything coming up for you?
Just work, plenty of fights.
And where can the people find you?
We're at www.londonshootfights.com. So that's it. If you're in London, swing by to the gym anytime.
Okay, perfect. Well, Alexis, lovely speaking with you, and I look forward to seeing JJ fight in the future.
Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Cheers. Thank you.